Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 13 of the Operation Pontus campaign for DCS World in the FA-18. And this time I felt like going out on a cap sortie. I've been doing a lot of ground pounding recently, sort of strike missions, CAS missions, so I felt like getting into a bit of an air-to-air scrap. So loaded up my standard cap loadout, so that is 2 fuel tanks for me, 4 AIM 120s, 2 AIM 9s, and a harm missile just in case we get radar SAMs on us. My wingman has the same thing, but he's got an extra fuel tank. I take 1 fuel tank less just so it doesn't break the landing gear on takeoff. As for the other flights, Fish is assigned to seed missions, Hooter gets normal strike missions, Pickles up in the air with me, doing cap in Charlie sector, and Trimmer is doing CAS. But otherwise, as we're taking off as the sun's setting here, let's jump into it and see how we do.
This is it, Lieutenant. Are you ready?
I've never been more ready in my life, sir.
I'm glad to hear this, Lieutenant.
I won't let you down, sir.
I know you won't. You are one of my best pilots. You only need to believe more in yourself and don't let your emotions control your acts.
I'll do my best, sir.
I am sure you will, Lieutenant. Up here, don't think. Just act. Your training will help you to do the right thing in the right moment.
Yes, sir.
You should all consider yourselves lucky. Not a lot of pilots have the chance to apply their training in a real combat field.
Roger, sir.
Dark Star, this is
So
Chevy
then we head in, and as always, nice, wonderfully voice acted little clip there on taking off. But while I'm waiting to check in with Darkstar, I do notice there's an SA-6 site, so arm my harm, point towards it, launch one off. And here I'm just turning evasive, no reason to get close to the A-6 site and tempt fate. Jump over to the third-person view. You can just see ahead there the SA-6 site, the harm missiles homing in on the radar unit. Fortunately, the video there messed up a bit and froze, but it got a very good hit, but I didn't get the kill for that. Bit confused, and then swapped back over, realised that that wasn't my missile, that was Fish's missile. He must have launched just a little bit ahead of me. This was about 20 seconds too short. You can see the smoke from his hit up ahead. And mine's doing its best to go in on where it thought that radar signal came from, but unfortunately doesn't even get any collateral damage there. Now this is something I've not actually shown before. This is the check-in system. So we get given a code. In the briefing there is a little code matrix which gives us the response we're supposed to give back to Darkstar. And so in this case it's X-ray. So give it back, and then Darkstar comes alive for me so I can ask for bogey dopes and so on. It's quite a cool little feature they've put in. Nice and immersive to have it there. First time I've seen it in a campaign. Quite fun. Anyway, then there was a lot of waiting around, so I was just really following the strikes that my various other flights were doing. This is coming from Fisher's SEAD run, and so he fired off the harm missile before. These are a couple of JSOWs that he's launched. See, the one just ahead is going in on one SA site, and that hits another. This, I think, was fired by his wingman, coming in at really quite an insane angle for one of these JSOWs. First I thought it had been misfired, but no, there is a vehicle right there. He gets a perfect hit on it. Really nutty air defense there. So after a while I do eventually get a bra call from Darkstar. This one only at 50 miles away by the time they pick it up. Co-altitude with me. So turning towards them, I did miss the vector, so I just asked for a quick bogey dope. So 345, put that right on my nose. I was just about to start messing around with the radar angles when I actually managed to pick up the target there. Get a decent enough lock to begin with. Now, this was the first time I was playing around with the HMD, having finally found out where this HMD power switch is. So I do have that on here, but I think it's misaligned because that right-hand box is coming from the head-mounted display. You can see there it's a little bit off the HUD. I didn't actually do the normal lineup on the ground because I was still messing around trying to work it out. Have this point got visual contact on 2 incoming enemies there. One that I've locked, one to the right of it that is contrailing. I'm in weapons range at this point. Get the IFF confirmed that these are hostiles. We've got the shoot queue. Wait just a little bit longer. They lock me and fire, so I fire back, so that I'm now free to go evasive. Still trying to notch here, trying to keep that radar line of sight, so mostly here I'm flying, looking at that right hand display to try and keep the sensors on the target, while at the same time diving down to bleed off any energy from his missile. He loses the lock. These are MiG-23s, so I don't believe they've got any Fox 3 missiles, so as soon as they break the lock, that's their Fox 1 defeated. And my missile there does pass, but doesn't seem to get the kill. I don't know if that just missed or if it wildly went off target. Either way, I turned back in. I've still got the lock this whole time, so I can re-engage quite quickly. Fire again. But just as my missile's on its way, my wingman actually managed to get that kill. I turn back, I can see the contrailing from where the second plane both fired a missile and then went evasive. Just trying to quiet him at this point. So trying to judge where he could be. He just briefly was on there. I saw it on the replay, I didn't see it in real time. He was just briefly against the cloud, barely visible. Realised that my radar is actually out of range. It defaulted to 5 miles. Do get a lock very briefly, but by that time wingman again has caught up another kill.
Nice shot, Dodge 1-1.
Well, there really wasn't much else to do on this mission. No other planes showed up, so I started watching my various strike packages and CAS packages doing their job, just making an absolute mess of this enemy fortification here. So this is the 500-pound bombs being dropped by Trimmer's group. Trimmer at this point did lose his wingman. I couldn't actually find it on the kill screen at the end, so I don't know what happened, but Trimmer's on his own here. So a little bit limited in what he can do. And that, I believe, was a miss. I'm not sure what he was dropping at there. This is Hooter coming in. Hooter's already used her JSOWs, but as part of the strike package, I do give them this 2,000-pound laser-guided bomb. Probably really overkill for really anything we're against, but just in case the strike package is against some kind of fortified bunker, I like to include one of these. And if nothing else, it is fun to watch a 2,000-pound bomb go in. These aren't the paveways, these are the GBU-10s, so slightly different, but same idea. 2,000 pounds of explosive, laser-guided charge. And there, see it gets a direct hit and lights up about 5 vehicles nearby. That was a really, really cool hit there, actually justified using a 2,000-pound bomb. This is the one being dropped by the wingman, and it's going in on this watchtower here. I think 2,000 pounds of explosive against a wooden watchtower is a little bit overkill. This is going back to Trimmer here. And I don't see what he's dropped at, but I do get a message that that had got a kill. I think that was picking up a enemy man pad. I just couldn't really see in the failing light here. And this is his final bomb. before I sent him to RTB since he was out. And he dropped it in a very similar position to before. I didn't see anything. Don't think he got a kill there. Anyway, no other planes showed up, so it was just a case of trying to RTB. And by the time I got back to the carrier, it was dark, so case 3 landing approach, which I'm absolutely fine with. I prefer doing case 3, I mess it up a lot less. I'm just using the ILS crosshairs here. It's a fairly straightforward approach, probably my smoothest approach, even though the ground controller tells me I didn't do communication, but I thought I did. Anyway, in terms of what we got, so I got nothing. Didn't have a very successful run. My wingman got those 2 MiG-23s. Fish got 3 SA-6s and 2 SA-8 sights, so he's definitely earned his keep. Hooter got one hell of a run there, so 2 Shilkers, a bunker, a watchtower, 3 MLRSs, 2 infantry fighting vehicles, and a ZU-23. Pickle got nothing. Again, not enough aircraft for him to get anything out of. Trimmer got a few, despite the loss of his wingman. He got 4 infantry, 2 SA-18s, and a Ural. So, bombed a lot of infantry in the end there. And we almost liberated that area, did a hell of a lot. We do really have massive air superiority at this point. To the point I think we can get away with just 1 token cap flight in the future, unless that gets reset again. So I think next time I'm definitely going to be doing more ground attack. Definitely what we need just to start pushing these through, push the enemy back to their last few sectors. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please do leave a like and a comment. Really does help these videos. And otherwise, I hope to catch you in the next one. Until then, remember to be kind to yourself and everyone else. Cheers.